Hello the internet and welcome. So this is going to be the shortest video ever. I'm going to be doing your brows. And the reason I'm doing this is because some people in my life need brow tips. And while it is always fun to direct them to all my favorite YouTubers, I figured that I would just very quickly throw on my brows so that it's easier to understand kind of what you're doing. If you look to the charts for eyebrows, literally just Googling eyebrow chart will get you the idea of where you want to place things like your arch, your tail, and where you want your brow to start. So I'm going to very quickly use a straight object to show you. So ultimately, you are starting at the edge of your nostril and you're going straight up, and you want your brow to start roughly there. And then for the tail of your brow, you are starting once again at your nostril and you are bringing it through the corner of your eye straight up, and that's approximately where you want your brow to end. And then finally, for the arch of your brow, you are using your stick again, brush, ruler, pencil, whatever, doesn't matter. Starting at the corner, going up through the pupil, and that's approximately where you want your arch to be. Okay, so I'm going to be using a brow powder. This is actually darker than what I normally would use, but we're going with it just for funsies. You're going to need a brush. In this case, it is one of these little flat angled brushes, and you are going to be gently dipping into your powder, tapping off the excess, and then going at your brows. I like to start at the bottom, kind of define. You're going to want to start just before your arch and bring it down to the tail. So we go ahead and get these defined, and then we will work on the front half. Okay, so now that I have the back portion of my brows defined, we are going to move on to the front portion. Went ahead and did this side too. So without adding any extra powder to your brush, because you don't want to make this too harsh, you are just going to be gently brushing up and through the front portion of your brows. You want to add a little bit of color, but not a lot, otherwise you end up with those really extreme painted on Instagram brows, and we're not going for that. We are going for natural and wearable and normal. So okay, important to remember, brows are sisters, not twins. They're never going to look exactly the same. That's just the way it works. Tough cookie. Now, to finish this off, you need some sort of spoolie. I cannot find any of my standalone spoolies, so I'm using the one on the back of my eyebrow pencil that I chose not to use today because brow powder. So you're going to take your spoolie and you're going to start at the front and just brush through to make sure you're evenly distributing the powder. Okay, so there are two schools of thought. One is keeping your brows sleek like this, and the other is a more brushed up editorial brow. It is entirely up to you which style you like more. But what you're going to want to do is take clear brow gel and set your brows in whatever style that you'd like. I kind of prefer the brushed up, fluffy look a little bit more, so that is what I'm doing. So I'm taking my clear brow gel. This is the iconic brow setting gel from Julep. You can use whatever you have on hand. Any clear brow gel will do. They all do the exact same thing. So you're just taking your tiny little brush and you are brushing through your brows to hold them in place. and then they're going to stay in whatever configuration you've put them in. If you don't like the way they look, you have a little bit of time, you can still use your spoolie to brush them back into whatever shape you like the most. And then once they're set, and you're good to go. You do not necessarily need a setting gel if you're using a pencil product, but it is very important with powders because you don't want your brows to smudge throughout the day. Most powders are not going to cause that problem. It just depends on what you buy, the quality of what you buy, how oily your skin is, how often you might touch your face, if you wear glasses, things like that. Anything that's going to bump a powder has the chance to transfer it to the rest of your face or to something else. So, clear brow gel, very important. But this is how I've done my brows with the powder, and I will do a short demo on doing your brows with a pencil in the near future. But I hope that you found this helpful, and I hope you have a wonderful day or night, depending on when you're watching this, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.